for Coach Jimmie Dougherty.
How's it going?
What is your overall assessment of the quarterback's performance in spring so far?
I think there's been a lot of good. There's been some bad. We're still in a process right now. It's still, I would say, under construction, so to speak. But we have seen a ton of improvement out of these guys. I mean, leaps and bounds. They're starting to grasp the offense and own the offense more. We talk about that a lot with them. Just owning all the different things that we're giving them, whether it be checks at the line of scrimmage, just simple things, cadence at the line of scrimmage, getting in and out of the huddle, things maybe they haven't done in the past, and ultimately just finding a way to complete the ball and move us down the field. So, like I said, there's been some good, some bad, but we have seen a ton of improvement.
Do you go over kind of the same things with Gunnar and Will, or do they each kind of have individual programs that you're sort of trying to work
Yeah,
on?
I mean,
different areas that you're trying to upgrade.
Yeah, I think they're both unique in maybe their skill sets and what each can do, but we don't feel limited in any way with either of them in terms of, the whole playbook is pretty much open with both of them. And we put a lot on their plate, in a short amount of time, and they've done a nice job. Both of them are extremely coachable, and if they make a mistake on one day, we go back in and we're able to correct it. And now it's just how fast can we get that done, and how can we limit those mistakes, and to be able to stack wins on top of wins, stack days on top of days, where now they learn and they internalize it, and now we're not coaching the same coaching points over and over and over again. That's the frustrating thing right now. If they make a mistake that we've talked about numerous times, it's like, okay, we got to correct this, and there's some urgency there behind it. So, but like I said, all in all, they're doing a great job.
Out of all the teams you coach for, what's the most amount of quarterbacks you've seen on the roster?
Most amount of quarterbacks I've seen. 1 year at USD with Coach Harbaugh, we took 7 quarterbacks in one class. That was in one incoming class. So I think the total number of guys was maybe 12 or something like that. It was hard to get guys reps, but out of that group came Josh Johnson, who ended up he's still playing in the NFL 13 years later. So, there's a lot of guys right now, but we're trying to find a way to get them all in there, and we're evaluating everything right now, whether they're getting team reps, we're looking at them, an individual, or just how they're preparing in the meeting rooms, things like that. But every rep counts right now for these guys, and we can't waste a single day, a single rep with any of them.
It seemed like from our observation anyway that Will kind of hit a wall maybe a week in, and then it's kind of recovered since then and gotten better and better. Have you observed kind of maybe the same pattern with him?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say that. We've really been impressed with him, really probably in the last 3 or 4 practices. He's taken a big leap, and I think it goes back to that ownership of knowing exactly what to do, owning it, and just trying to find that consistency. And he's doing that right now. If he does what we ask him and just operate the play, you're one of 11 guys, and just run the play, make your read, and trust your feet and your eyes, and make the throw. And he's a talented kid. He can make all the throws that we ask of him, and I would agree with that. He's really taken off over the last week.
Are there large tangible differences between Will and Gunnar, or are they the same type of quarterback?
I think it's still too early to kind of see any separation between the two of them right now in a lot of ways. I think they're both now still in that learning phase. We all want it to happen right now. We're all super anxious for it to happen, and feeling that urgency of it all because we know the time's ticking. But at the same time, they're both still really, really young in this offense, and it seems like there's so many things that we just got to go back in and clean up. But again, to their credit, though, they come out here the next day, and more times than not, they correct it and fix it, and you see that growth and that they're starting to get better. A lot of it's technique-related things, things with their drop and their feet and their eyes, making the proper reads, seeing the coverage, all those things that we ask of them, and we're seeing a lot of growth in terms of that right now.
How big of a hurdle or challenge was it for Gunnar to not really have any lead time before starting spring? I mean, Jed said he basically enrolled on the same day, more or less, that you guys started spring practice.
Sure, and it's been very impressive to see him come out here and compete the way that he has, and with not a lot of lead-up time. This is not an easy offense just to pick up overnight, and he's done a great job. He's prepared really hard. He works hard at it in the classroom and during his free time to be able to come out here and execute. But you also can't substitute the fact that he's got to throw more balls. That he needs more time on task. We need to complete more deep balls and actually do it live with the receivers to get that timing ironed out. Like that definitely doesn't happen overnight. And it's something we've talked about. This has been a great spring, but now it's like, okay, what do we do over the next 3-4 months heading into the season? Is going to be huge for not only the quarterbacks, but really all of our guys.
Will they have player-only practices during that time period? Is that something you guys encourage them to do?
Yeah. I'm sure they'll obviously get together and have their throwing sessions and things that they'll do on their own. We're limited in what we can do with them, obviously, after spring ball. I think we've gotten every ounce out of them this spring, and it's not over yet. And we're enjoying that fact that we get the time with them that we do. But yes, once spring ball is over and now it turns into that next phase of, they're focusing in the weight room, but they're also getting a lot of time on their own to come out here and throw the ball and quote unquote open gym and get out here and complete balls and just do it over and over and over again to have that muscle memory of completing the ball over and over and over again to all the different wideouts and getting a feel for each other, how each guy runs different routes and things like that. It's just that timing piece that comes in the passing game. It only comes through repetition and time, and you just need that. So I'm sure they're going to work extremely hard at it here over the next, like I said, whatever it is, 3 months or so.
Thanks, Coach. That's all the time we have for you.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.